So you try to speak English but can't find the right words? Do you feel stuck or embarrassed when you can't express yourself due to a limited vocabulary? You are not alone. In today's video, we are going to learn an important lesson: how to speak English with only a little vocabulary. Picture yourself talking clearly and confidently without worrying about word choice. Does that sound great? Let's dive right in. But before we start with our tips, remember to share this video. Click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our lessons. Tip number 1. Keep conversations going by asking for help. When talking with others, sometimes you might not know the right word to use, but this doesn't have to stop the conversation. Instead, asking for help with words keeps the chat flowing and shows you're interested in learning and engaging. Suppose you're talking about something, but you're stuck because you don't know a word in English for it. Don't just stop talking. Ask for help. Questions like, "What's this called?" or "How do you say this in English?" are simple ways to keep the conversation moving. This approach not only helps you learn a new word, but also keeps you involved in the conversation. Here's an example. Imagine you're with a friend talking about coffee, and you see a machine, but you don't know its English name. You can ask, "What do we call this machine?" If your friend tells you it's an espresso machine, then you've learned something new and kept the conversation going. Asking questions like these does two things. It helps you learn and it keeps the conversation interesting. It's a great way to make sure you and the person you're talking with stay engaged and interested.
Y si tú quieres educar tu oído 100% gratis, tengo un entrenamiento que me tomó meses crear, que puedes bajar hoy en día 100% gratis. Educa tu oído hoy. Enlace en el primer comentario.
Here are some tips for effective question asking. Be clear and direct. Point or describe what you're asking about to avoid confusion. Try to use the new word in your conversation. It shows you're listening and learning, and it can lead to more interesting discussions. Let's go over some simple questions to ask for help when you're struggling with vocabulary. What's this called?
What is this called?
Called. This is used to ask about a specific thing.
What is this called? What is this called?
Another one is, "How do you say this in English?" Be careful with this one, it has a falling intonation. "How do you say this in English?" We use this to ask someone who knows your mother tongue to help you translate it into English. Tip number 2. Use nonverbal communication. Now, you might wonder, why is this really important? Well, when we talk to each other, we don't just use words. We also use things like hand movements, facial expressions, and body language. These actions add more meaning to what we're saying, especially when words alone aren't clear enough. It's like a universal language that everyone can understand, even if they speak different languages. Let's take a look at the following conversation to better understand this technique. Imagine you're having a conversation with a friend about a recent exciting event, but suddenly you've hit a roadblock because you can't find the right words to express your enthusiasm. "I went to this amazing concert last night. The music was... it was just... awesome?" Wonderful? Fantastic? Yes, it was. You can switch to non-verbal communication when needed. Your friend will understand your positive feelings through your actions, even without the exact words. Now, let's see why this worked in our situation. By using non-verbal cues, you kept the conversation going smoothly and made it even better. Your friend could feel your excitement from your smile and your gestures, which help compensate for your limited vocabulary. Here are some extra tips for non-verbal communication. Facial expressions are important. Your face is a powerful tool for showing emotions. Use smiles, raised eyebrows, or furrowed brow to express joy, surprise, or concern. Hand movements can add emphasis and clarity to your message. For instance, using pointing, waving, or thumbs up to enhance your expressions. Body language is super important too. Posture and body movements communicate confidence and engagement. Maintain an open posture to show attentiveness and interest in the conversation. Tip number 3, utilize synonyms and paraphrasing. To explain this tip further, let's look at a scene from the popular TV show Scrubs. In this scene, Lucy was feeling nervous while talking to her supervisor. She couldn't remember a simple word to convey her idea, so she had to find another way to explain it. What was the word she forgot, and how did she say it differently?
Sometimes I get nervous under pressure and I forget basic, the things that you speak.
Words.
Yes, words. People speak words.
Instead of getting stuck, Lucy switched to synonyms and other words that mean the same.
Sometimes I get nervous under pressure and I forget basic, the things that you speak.
Words.
Yes, words. People speak words.
In this instance, Lucy couldn't recall the basic term. She had to describe it. The things that you speak. It effectively explained the idea, so the supervisor could guess what she wanted to talk about, which was words, and this helped the conversation flow. Let's look at another example. Can you guess what I'm talking about? I don't remember the word, but it's a yellow fruit, like a smile. What am I talking about? Yes, that's right, it's a banana. So, when you find yourself at a vocabulary roadblock, remember that communication is about sharing ideas, not just using specific words. Synonyms and using other expressions allow you to express yourself even when the exact term is out of your mind. This is why this technique works so well. Now, let's see how you can apply this strategy. Imagine that you suddenly forget a word. This even happens to native speakers. Look at the picture and try to describe it for me using some different expressions. Yeah, that's right, it's a pumpkin. Tip number 4, build a personal word bank. Think of it like having your own special spot to keep track of new words and phrases you find. This personal word collection will help you grow and improve your vocabulary over time. Let's check out an example of a vocabulary journal. You can organize it by different types of words such as nouns, verbs, and adjectives. This makes it easy to find a word later when you need it. For instance, if you learn the word adventurous, you'd put it in the adjective section. Starting your own word bank is easy. Begin with words or phrases that you use often and come across frequently. These could be related to your hobbies, job, or everyday life. The idea is to make it a personalized resource that fits your interests and experiences. So what words or phrases will you start with? Share your ideas in the comments below and let's encourage each other to build our own language collections. Now, the key to making this tip effective is to revisit and review your word bank regularly. Set aside some time each week to go through your journal, helping you remember the words you've learned. This repetition will make these new words in your vocabulary strong and secure. Wow, we've learned some big secrets today, haven't we? Being confident in English isn't just about knowing a lot of words, it's also about being brave enough to share your thoughts. If you like these easy tips, hit the like button and subscribe for more helpful lessons. And don't forget to ring the notification bell to stay updated. And hey, why not tell us about a problem you have when speaking English in the comments below? We're all here to help each other get better. Want to see more? Go to our channel for lots of interesting videos. You'll find help with how to pronounce words, tips on speaking, and even useful everyday phrases. It's all there to support you as you become more fluent in English. I'm Teacher Simone and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye!